Okay. Hello, everyone. Terry McKay here with Keller Williams Realty and the Keenan Carter Group. And today I have Chad Franco with C5 Fit. Hello, Chad.
Hey, everyone. And
How
hi,
are you?
Terry.
How are you today?
Great. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Thank you. So I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
I want to ask, would you mind telling us about you and your business?
Where shall I begin? Should I start from childhood or just recently? No. So I moved here to the Central Coast in 2009. And when I moved here, that is when I technically began my fitness or my profession or career, if you will, in the fitness industry.
What were you doing before?
Before that, I was in a network marketing business. Prior to that, I was in the construction industry for 14 years.
Wow. Okay.
Prior to that, I was in the military. And then prior to that, I was in high school and growing up.
Wow. I didn't even know you were in the military.
There's a lot to the story of Chad. I'm writing a book. I'll be writing a book soon. That's one of the things I'm working on now.
I love it. Okay.
But anyway,
Okay.
fast forwarding back to 2009, that's how long I've been here on the Central Coast. I took over ownership of what was previously CrossFit 5 Cities. I was part of that gym before the doors opened with the previous owners, so I've been part of it since its inception. And that's where my CrossFit and fitness began as far as the CrossFit realm of things, and it's starting my career as a coach and a trainer. And then I took over ownership of that business in 2012. And then since then, grew and evolved it into what it has now grown into today, which is now C5 Fit, which is now a personalized fitness facility. So we're no longer affiliated with CrossFit. We don't do classes. And we've just relocated and rebranded in December of 2019 is when we rebranded, and we relocated into our new facility in June of 2019. So
where is your facility?
We are in the Pismo Coast Shopping Center, right next door to California Fresh Market.
Mm-hmm.
So right in the heart of Pismo.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Awesome. And for all of those watching, I know where his facility is because I work out there. I work out with Chad. I'm just asking questions so that he can give answers so you guys will have that information. I also, Chad, wanted to touch on what is personalized fitness. What does that mean?
Great question. It can be confusing to a lot of people for sure. So the way I like to explain it to the masses, if you will, is people are familiar with group fitness. So like you go to spin class or you go to your group fitness class, maybe it's still at your CrossFit gym or at any other kind of group fitness, where there's one trainer or coach who's directing 20 to 30 people, let's say, through a workout that's the same for everyone. And then you have personal training, right? Which is you coming to me and me counting your reps and holding your hand and getting your next dumbbell or whatever the case may be, right? So just one-on-one. And then there's what we do, which is called personalized fitness. So it's the happy medium of those two. So we write custom workouts or custom program designs. It's not just something that's done a day at a time. It's something that's done weeks to months at a time when we sit down and write this very in-depth program for the individual. And that program is based on a laundry list of things like your age and your goals and your realities and your schedule and your stress levels and your limitations and blah, 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 right? Lots of stuff that goes into that. And then you execute that wherever you want. You can execute it at home, at a different facility, or at our facility. The majority of our clients, about 85 to 90% of them, all train at our facility or did before this wonderful pandemic closed our doors. So that's what personalized fitness is.
Okay, thank you. Can you please tell us how you've been impacted by today's challenges?
Well, number one would be what I just mentioned, that our doors have closed. So having a facility and a gym, if you will, where people come train and then having it be forced closed because we are not deemed an essential business, obviously created an issue. So that was number one challenge. Okay, how do we now continue doing what we're doing, but not have our facility for people to come train at? So thankfully, we are already prepared for that in the way that we deliver our fitness, because it's all done via our software and apps, and so is our communication. So it's very easy to just transition someone to working out at home versus coming to our facility. Even though, as you experience personally as well, it's a little different game changer to self-motivate and work out at home in your driveway or in your garage or your living room versus coming to our cool fancy facility with cool equipment and cool people. So that's been our biggest challenge, or my personal biggest challenge currently.
Okay. Tell us about changes you've made in this new environment we're in.
Changes I've made personally or business wise?
I would say both personal and business changes.
Okay. Well, personal, one would be my silver lining that was in this for me, which was I needed a break, if you will. I needed to find stillness. And I jokingly tell people that my stillness I was seeking was on a tropical island vacation somewhere. But now instead it's at home. And not that I can complain about that. We live on the Central Coast and it's like 70 degrees and sunny, and I get to go to the beach every day. Yeah. So for a walk. But you know, that's neither here nor there, but still this has given me my stillness that I was needing. So that's been, a good thing, that I've been able to have. And then I think one of the biggest changes for, for the business and for clientele was really helping people shift their mindset to staying motivated to training at home instead of coming to our facility, right? And that's been very hard for a lot of people to make that transition and realize the difficulty in self-motivating and creating a routine when you're stuck at home all day. And you're probably somewhat familiar with this, is the working from home mentality. Like if you've never worked from home before, it can be challenging. Like it's very challenging to create a routine and stick with that routine when it's like, well, my laptop sits on my dining room table, you know, so I'm going to work right here and then maybe I should go eat something again, or I'm going to go do the laundry, or, you know, it's very easy to not stay focused and struggle with a routine for people.
I would say that was, and you know, this was my struggle too. The first week of this, you know, shelter at home was finding a routine. And because before all of this, I, you know, woke up at 5:36, had my coffee, morning meditation, and then I was at your facility at 7:00 in the morning. And then I've just found though, after the 2 weeks of binging, you know, cupcakes and cheese and crackers and some adult beverages, that, hey, can't let this, you know, coronavirus beat me and all the progress that I've made.
Right.
So going back to the routine that I was prior to shelter at home has really helped me move forward and continue with my goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, enough about me. Next question is, tell us about some of the positive outcomes as a result of your adjustments.
Let's see, positive outcomes. One for myself, or like I mentioned previously, the stillness that I found. It's allowed my creative brain to flow again, which has been good. I've been needing that. So that's been exciting. Being able to, you know, when you're running full speed and putting out fires all the time, there's a lot of things that get put on the back burner. So that mountain of things that have been sitting on the back burner are slowly getting chipped away at now. So that feels good. It's almost like paying off debt. You know, that's what I feel like my mountain of back burner things is like, oh, it's getting smaller. My debt's getting paid off. So like when the doors reopen to whatever our new normal looks like, I feel like I'll be able to enter it with a clear headspace and like almost like restarting, like starting over. So I'm excited about that. So it's given me some clarity on what I want that to look like. And I think that, you know, I'm kind of going off on a tangent with that. But I feel like the stillness that has, you know, been given to me now has really allowed me, and I'm really hoping for others and the people that I work with to really take advantage of that and understand, like, we all now have the opportunity to come back to whatever this new normal looks like, with it more aligned on what you actually wanted it to look like before. So if there was stuff that you weren't doing, like, now's the time to take advantage of doing that stuff and putting it in place, or at least starting to put things in place so that you can get there eventually. So
on my 2020 vision board, it was to start doing interviews, like with, business owners in our community. And I just kept, that was the pile that just kept growing and growing and growing. And now that, we're here, I have the time to start doing these interviews and interview you and all the other ones that I've interviewed. So I've been taking advantage of that as well. And I think a lot of people have too.
Yeah.
What are some recommendations that you would share with our audience today?
Ooh, recommendations during this amazing time we're all experiencing. I think two main recommendations I like to give to everyone is, number one, make sure you're moving every day. And by moving, I mean exercise in some form or fashion, at least going for a walk. Trying to get some sunlight in that walk is preferred. The earlier in the morning hours you get that sunlight, the better it is for your hormonal balance as a human being. So I would highly recommend that. If you're not with us and on your own personalized fitness program, then, just doing something, again, like walking or some push-ups or squats or planks or whatever it is that you can do, like, just move, because movement's so important for you as a human being. So that would be number one.
Okay.
And then number two, to start working on something that you wish you were better at. So if there was, again, like, my mountain of things on the back burner, or not having clarity to start my next business venture, or, if you want to get better at your nutrition and cooking, or better at your sleep, or better at creating a routine. There's just so many things that we can be working on to be better versions of ourselves right now that we have all this time. So that would be my recommendation, is pick at least one thing and work on it. Make yourself better. Take the time to do that.
Because no one can use the excuse, I don't have time anymore.
We've got some time for sure. Yeah.
So tell us, how can people, first of all, are you taking on new clients?
We are. I have a very limited amount of space on my personal roster, but we do have some coaches on staff who are taking on clients right now. So we would love to help, can help people with their accountability and give them appropriate programs for training at home, because, it's only takes so long before you're following, blurry, choppy Zoom videos on, trying to follow a group workout, or following some workout program online that doesn't truly align with you, the individual, and what you need. And regardless if you're in a facility or have equipment or not, there's something to be said about being on an appropriate program for yourself. So,
and I will give you a shout out, because I've been on somewhat of a fitness journey for years, had challenges with finding something that actually brought value to my life and actually aligned with my goals, right? My fitness goals, my health goals. And ever since I started C5 Fit in September of 2019, I've seen physical changes. And because I'm making all of these physical changes, it's inspired me to want to change my nutrition, right? Because, you're investing in your body, and it's like, okay, well, I know that if I invest in my nutrition, then I'm going to even see more of a return on my investment. So then I started to do that. And I have never been more obsessed with working out, caring about what I put into my body. Yes, I do cheat. I just said I cheated, the first 2 weeks of shelter at home. I'm human. But then, because I was making such good progress, I went back to working on my goals with you. And I'll give a shout out also to Emily, right? Our nutrition coach at C5 Fit.
Yeah.
You guys helping me stay accountable is what's getting me through this shelter at home, and helping me still continue to be the best version of myself. So I just wanted to give a shout out to you and to Emily too.
Well, thank you for the shout out. And yes, I love hearing that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the, that's part of the important piece of all of this. And what I have mentioned to you that I, secretly use or I guess it's not a secret now, it's out.
Yeah.
But use the gym and fitness for is like, it's just a tool. Like I want to help people become the best versions of themselves possible. And I want to be surrounded by people who strive for that. Right. And this facility in C5 Fit, that's what the philosophies of it are, because every little thing that we do to make ourselves better versions of ourselves cascades into the next, just like you're saying, like, hey, I'm now motivated to look good, to feel good, to move good, and to eat good. And yes, we're human. We're all going to slip up and we're all going to binge and go live life and have fun. And that's normal. But when you've realized how much it benefits you to live that healthier lifestyle and feel good, it's you don't stay off track long, right? When you start to feel like crap again, you're like, well, I liked it better when I felt better. Because you can crush everything else in life so much better.
And it's not just also like about you. Well, it's not just for me, right? I don't do all of this just for me. A lot of it I do. But when I am my best, I'm my best to my husband. I'm my best in my business, to my clients, to my work peers, my family, my friends, and to the community, right? When you are your best self, it trickles down to everybody who comes in contact with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, okay, we're taking on new clients.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We have a nutrition coach for someone if they needed help with nutrition.
Right.
That's great. And how can people get a hold of you right now since we can't go walk into the gym?
You can get a hold of me on any social media outlet. Chad Franco on Facebook. The Fitness Enhancer is my personal account on Instagram. And then C5 Fit is the business account. So direct message or messenger on any of those outlets, and that will get you right to myself. And if you don't communicate with myself, you'll be in touch with one of our coaches on staff as well. Yeah.
And if you guys can't find him on any of those outlets, or if you're just not on social media, that's okay. You can reach out to me and I can connect you to Chad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, perfect. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for taking the time out, Chad.
Yeah. Thank you, Terry.
All right. I will